All right, guys, let's get into this. So today I want to get into a question that we get sometimes, which is, can we bring our pets, usually dogs, on our engagement session? And this is actually a question that hits home with me. If you guys know, TNK Photo is actually named after my dog Tank. So whenever a couple ask us if they can bring their dogs, of course, absolutely you can. So today's video, I wanted to go over a few tips that we recommend if you do decide to bring your pet. We're going to stick to dogs for today. We have had one couple actually bring their cat to a shoot. But generally speaking, it's usually their dog. So we're going to stick to dogs for today. I would say that probably one of the most important things is bring someone to help out. Meaning, if you and your fiance, we're doing photos and everything's flowing, you don't want to have to think about, is my dog going to get loose from their leash? Are they going to get loose from whatever you have them tied up to? I think about having somebody that's responsible and that's going to be there and entertain them. It's going to take your mind off of what's going on over there, and you can actually focus on the shoot itself. So that, I think, would be the top tip, is just have a friend, have them come for an hour or two. Usually we don't shoot longer than that anyway. So having someone there that you trust is going to help you focus on the task at hand. Along with a trusted friend, treats, I think, is definitely something that you want to have with you just to get their attention. For a photographer tip, for example, if you have the camera right here, put the treat close to the camera so that way they'll be looking towards the camera. Now, if it becomes a problem where every time you put the treat there, they start lunging at the camera, then you might not want to do that approach. So kind of play off of their energy, see what makes sense. And if you can use a treat to have them look and then reward them by giving them the treat, then, that will work. And if it's too much for them, then kind of dial it back and see what works. And on that note, dialing it back, instead of maybe having treats, maybe have a toy that they like. A toy may not get them as excited, but it'll get them looking, especially if that toy makes a sound, makes a noise, or if it's colorful and you shake it. Are dogs colorblind? I'm not too sure. I think they can only see a small spectrum of colors. In any case, something that's going to grab their attention. So have that with you as an alternative to treats. Another option would be to have your phone. As a photographer, as a human being, you're going to have your phone with you. So maybe have a song that plays that makes a noise or something like that, or have something that's playing, and you can use this also for family sessions, but have a noise or something that's playing that will grab their attention, and then just be ready with that shutter. So maybe hold it there, or if you have an assistant, have them hold it, and then just hold that son of a gun and get as many frames as you can, because sometimes dog will look into the camera for 2 seconds and then look away. So just be ready for that as a photographer. Another tip that I would recommend for photographers is don't use too much flash when you're doing photos with dogs. The reason for that is, for an engagement session, because if you have the flash going off, if it misses, if it misfires, if you have too much flash going off, you're gonna miss a lot of shots. Not only that, if the flash is going off, what's that gonna do? It's just gonna distract them and have them look that way. Again, that applies to kids and also applies to pets, because I've noticed if there's a flash going off, you're gonna have them kind of look to the side and be distracted. So the less distractions, the better. I would say that you should save the photos with flash for the couple. And another tip for both owners and for photographers, one thing that I would definitely say is poop bags. It is what it is. We have them attached to the leashes on our dogs as well. Take them off before you start shooting, so that way there's less clutter. You're holding on to less things. Take the poop bags off, so that way it's a nice cleaner leash and harness attached. And also a good tip is walking shots. I think that a lot of the times we try to coerce them to sit down or sit still or what, but you have to remember, dogs are like a 3-year-old child forever, so they're not really going to be too in tune with sitting down and just being obedient. So I think that grab them by the leash, have them walk around, kind of let them get familiar and capture some of those moments too, because some of those moments are really nice. If you can pick them up, if they're small enough and they don't squirm, that's also a nice option. So there's different ways. Remember, they kind of run the show. It's if you are going to be trying to fight your pet the entire time to get them to do a certain thing, you're going to have a bad time. It's going to be a battle. Instead, let them be them and capture them as they are and get as many photos as you can with them. And then the second half of the shoot, just you and your spouse. So that way you're not so gung-ho on having to get so many photos with your pet. You get that and then you move on. And rewind. On that note, as far as walking, one thing that I wanted to mention is, if you're going to do a photo shoot with your pet, if it allows, get there a little bit early. The reason for that is they can get all their sniffs out, they can walk around, they can get a little bit of their, energy out. You don't want to take them out of the car and straight into a photo shoot, because that might be a little too jarring for them. especially if they don't go out too much or anything like that. You want to kind of have them familiarize themselves with the area, get all the sniffs that they want, potty, do whatever they need to do. And then when we start shooting, now they're ready and they feel familiar with the location. It doesn't feel foreign to them. I think I'm gonna stop it here because I don't want to keep going on and on, but these are just a few tips, a few things that we've learned through the years of shooting with pets and shooting engagement sessions. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. But again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned because we're gonna be posting another video in the next few days. Thank you, guys.